From Statesboro, Georgia, we are at Eric Russell Park tonight for this League One opener between South Georgia Tormenta FC and North Carolina FC. As we get set for kickoff here in 2022, two clubs that struggled last year but are hoping to turn things around this season. Let's talk about some key players for these two sides, and for the home team, they are really excited about Adrian Billhart, whose rookie campaign last year was cut cruelly short, suffered an ACL injury in just his 5th game. A guy with tons of talent. They're really excited to have him and excited to see what he can do, hopefully over an entire healthy season beginning tonight. For the visiting side, they are headlined by Will Pulisic, the goalkeeper that they brought in on loan from Austin FC over the offseason. He's a local kid from not too far away and played collegiately at Duke. He was all ACC there, and yes, he is the cousin of Christian Pulisic, but more importantly, a guy with a big future himself. And they are looking to him to anchor their side between the sticks this year, beginning tonight. These two teams finished 11th and 12th, respectively, in the standings last year. Both of them went through huge turnover, made some key acquisitions, and both looking towards much better things this year. It all starts with kickoff coming up right after this.
From Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children, and we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
Vamos, Tormenta. 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 Vamos, Tormenta.
There's the procession as these two sides come out for this opening match of 2022, and you see Tormenta in their new kits you just saw a commercial for, and they are an incredibly distinctive look as we see our lineups tonight presented by Statesboro Real Estate and PMG Rentals. And for the home team in that brand new kit, they'll initially line up in a 4-5-1, but it will be a very fluid formation depending on whether they're in possession or out of possession. But look for that striker up top, Arthur Bosua, to lead the line, another guy that they're really excited about. For the visitors, North Carolina FC wearing their white tops and bottoms tonight. They will line up initially in a 4-4-2. They have Garrett McLaughlin, an acquisition from Toronto FC 2, who scored a hat trick against NCFC last year. He joins them this season and pairs with Olex Anderson up top in that attacking formation. And North Carolina FC, a very young side last season. They're young again this year, but have managed to acquire and sprinkle in more experience. And Tormenta also on the younger side. They had 14 out of the 17 players with the most minutes for them last year leave the club after last season. And so 14 new faces among those 17. So lots of turnover. They played more exhibition matches than most. And that was so that they could bed in those new players and get used to playing together. Their head coach Ian Cameron feeling they needed that extra time. But it is for real now. They're playing for the points, playing for standings, and we are underway in this 2022 season with Tormenta in those new home kits, kicking right to left in our opening half. And immediately we get a foul, and we might have the first card of the season. Let's see. The referee initially reaching for his pocket, and he does show a card inside 25 seconds. Well, a heavy challenge almost right from kickoff. It was Jake Dengler who was fouled. And it's Shokat Tahir who immediately goes into the book for North Carolina FC. Our center referee is Kyle Johnston tonight. No hesitation from Mr. Johnston in going right to the pocket. Of course, you'll sometimes see referees be lenient early in a match and give a player a warning, but that is very late from Tahir. This was a match that many League One observers expected would bring some chaos. And we have a card inside the opening 30 seconds, so off to an interesting start in that regard. And these are two teams that want to play an attacking, entertaining style this year. And we certainly hope we'll see that tonight. Of course, again, both teams will probably need some game time to find their rhythm, find their footing this year with so many new faces on both teams, as we'll have a throw for Tormenta. But in the meantime, two teams that want to attack, and see if we get chances and goals here tonight. Good crowd was expected, and looks like we do have a good crowd on hand at Kirk Russell Park. As Tormenta with some numbers and speed in the attack. Plenty of room in the middle of the park for Adrian Bilhart. Spreads it out on the left, but offside. And the attack breaks down. So the early offside and a free kick taken by Will Pulisic, who we featured in our open. And you see the leg that he has. Booming kick downfield. And a chance for Olex Anderson to run onto it. He's taken down. Free kick NCFC. Ref, what's the difference here? The North Carolina bench yelling. No card will be shown to Josh Phelps. Let's see it again. It's a good flick on. You see Phelps bundle over Olex Anderson. So that free kick from just inside that right touch line being lined up by Jaden Servania. Servania joining from Birmingham Legion of the USL Championship last year. Played for the Puerto Rican under-20 national team. Delivery into the mix. Thumped away, and the counter might be on for Tormenta. This is Adrian Bilhart using his teammate on the right. It's Curtis Thorne, forced to pull the ball back. Good job by NCFC to get back in their shape and stop the break. Prodded ahead, trying to settle a couple times was Garrett McLaughlin. It ran away from him. First touch for Pablo Jara, returning goalkeeper for Tormenta. He is their captain. Made 71 appearances for them over the last few seasons. We anticipate Pablo remaining the number one. Head coach Ian Cameron told us this week. Said we have nice depth in TJ Bush, who's given him good competition in training. Jara might be tested here after the turnover by Tormenta. Not the best ball back, though. I'm not sure if Garrett McLaughlin was trying to lay that back or whether it was just a poor first touch. But an opportunity goes begging for NCFC after Tormenta gave the ball away deep in their own half. Both these teams struggled with mistakes along the back line last year. Both hoping to shore up their defenses this season. Foul and a free kick to the visitors in white. The ball was kicked away by a Tormenta player, NCFC protesting that. And we do see a card now to Arthur Bosua. So a player booked for either side in the first 5 minutes. Are we ending 11 on 11 tonight? We'll see. Referee Kyle Johnston dishing out cards right away. So free kick from just inside that far touch line. Swung in right on top of the 6-yard box and bouncing all the way through and out for a goal kick. Not a bad delivery. Hara did not come for it, but harmlessly wide and out. Tormenta last season 8 wins, 6 draws, 14 defeats. They finished 11th. North Carolina FC 7 victories, 4 draws, 17 defeats. They finished rock bottom of the table. Again, NCFC last year, their first season in USL League One, they dropped down from USL Championship. As their head coach, John Bradford, told us this week, they took last year to really learn the league. Had a much more full off-season and preseason this year, of course, as everybody did. Be able to retool their lineup and really focus on recruiting, fill the gaps that they saw from last year. This will be a throw for Tormenta, which they want to take quickly. Curtis Thorne, the one who took it. Tormenta looking to have a spell of possession. Again, wearing those brand new kits that they're debuting tonight. We're told they've already sold out. Definitely the most distinctive look Tormenta has used so far. That spread forward, thumped away by the NCFC defense. Settled by Jaden Servania. Only as far as the midfield, it's going to come back at them here. Could not be controlled by Bosua. And a throw conceded by Jake Dengler. So North Carolina FC hoping to play more of a possession-based, attack-minded brand of soccer this year. They're going to have a free kick here as the foul given against Bilhart. John Bradford saying that my hope is that we mirror a bit more the style that I like to play. So they weren't able to do that as much as they wanted to last year. Had to be more pragmatic, as young and inexperienced as they were. Swung in again toward that near post. Hara still doesn't come for it. Flicked back toward the penalty spot and stabbed clear. A couple of those free kick deliveries from that far side causing some danger in that Tormenta box. Something to keep an eye on as we go deeper into this match. NCFC looking like a threat from set pieces. Play on there, says the referee. And it's calmly spread back by Alex Morel, who played for Greenville last year, although didn't get to play as much as he would have liked. Here is Morel, heading it along for Kingston Ajay. Ajay toward that end line, looking to swing across in. It was blocked back. Settled by Heckenberg. Tormenta keeping possession, and then lining up from distance, and missing badly was Jake Dengler. Fan right under our Center field Mike let his feelings be known about that shot, but can't fault the ambition of that attempt. And now the press for Tormenta nearly yields a dangerous turnover. That's a J, causing some issues for Jordan Skelton. Skelton does win the throw as he withstood that pressure. First time Harris handled the ball outside his box tonight. Long punt forward, taken down a bit dangerously by Christian Young. He got away with it and turned back over to Tormenta. Morrell, and that came up and hit his hand and spotted right away by Kyle Johnston. Tormenta will play at least their first couple of home matches this year here at Eric Russell Park. They will move into their new stadium, Optum Health Field. They hope sometime in June or July. That stadium will eventually have 5,300 seats. The east side of the stadium, which has about 2,500 seats, will be available this year, along with the pitch and the floodlights. Those, of course, are what you need to be able to play competitive soccer. The other side of the stands will be built as we go deeper into the year. Other things around the field, like a brewery, other exciting developments around that stadium. That'll happen over the next year or so. Very exciting time for Tormenta FC. Starting the year back on the campus of Georgia Southern, where they've played their home matches for the last few years. Ian Cameron saying they have a lot of nice memories here and hoping they can make a couple more before they leave this place for their new home. Trying that long ball forward again, trying to win that knockdown was Bosua. Nelson Flores Blanco for NCFC pursuing that. Cleaned up by Dengler, and then offside is Bosua. It's been a bit of a difficult start for Bosua, but only 13 minutes in. Of course, that's the great thing about being a striker. You see some of the fans on hand here at Eric Russell Field. She's checking the online box score to make sure she had the starting lineup correct. Yeah, she's checking the out-of-town scoreboard too, I'm sure. Keeping close tabs on League One. Richmond does lead Tucson 2-0, by the way, in the 52nd minute. Richmond with a big first half in that one to take the 2-goal advantage into the break. That so far is the only goal and the only 2 goals in League One very early this season. Here's Morrell, but he is offside, and he doesn't think so. The whole Tormenta team reacting with consternation there. And you see Kyle Johnston motioning for Morrell to settle down. Well, it's been a busy opening quarter of an hour for Kyle Johnston. He's shown 2 cards. Had a couple of warning discussions as well. NCFC, whose official colors are Atlantic Blue, Cardinal Red, and Southern Gold. Almost all in white tonight. Good strong header there. And then cleared out into touch. Good sequence there for Josh Phelps, as that's a nice touch by Jaden Servania. Christian Young, Servania looking to find that pocket of space, facing two defenders, goes down, and the referee instead penalizes Servania. Free kick, Tormenta. Meanwhile, Tormenta, we've talked a couple times about their new kits debuting tonight. Their official colors, midnight navy, sky blue, silver, and magenta, and really making use of magenta in those new tops. And if you look at their home kits from the last few years, simpler, maybe you'd say more conservative. Meanwhile, Kingston Ajay breaking forward, but then not the ball he was looking for. That was a promising situation for a moment for Tormenta. They had numbers and space. Ajay unable to find a teammate. Josh Phelps whacking that one upfield after a couple of clearances a moment ago. He's been with the organization in a number of years. Missed the last third of last season. Tormenta struggled down the stretch last year. Their season basically went in thirds. Ian Cameron told us this week. They had a rough start to the year. They were great in the middle third, had themselves well in playoff contention entering the final stretch of the regular season. Then they had multiple injuries to their center backs, and that destabilized their defense the rest of the season. Unable to come up with results in the final portion of that year. Hopeful that with Phelps and company back, they can be much more solid throughout this season and build on some of the good things they saw last year, along with all these new exciting faces. Free kick goes against them here. Those are some good seats right there at midfield, aren't they? Those picnic tables right at the midfield stripe. Yeah, that's a good spot. Had a first-hand look at Jordan Skelton taking that free kick. Christian Young now. Trying to allow his teammate to run onto that. This is Olex Anderson, takes a tumble in the box. Referee says, get up. Big save by Hara. Whistle goes, and a card is shown to Anderson for diving. And I think even if Hara hadn't made that save, the goal wouldn't have counted. Well, let's see that again. Anderson looking for a penalty. Referee saw it the exact opposite. Going against Phelps there, and Kyle Johnston feeling Anderson went down much too easily. And so he is carded, the second man into the book for NCFC in these first 18 minutes. Olex Anderson, a native of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, spent the last 2 years with Richmond. Anderson also played for Tacoma Defiance, who were formerly Seattle Sounders FC2 in USL Championship, and he did spend time with Seattle Sounders in 2016. Made 17 appearances. He won an MLS Cup there. But shown an early yellow card today. So 3 cards, 2 for NCFC, 1 for Tormenta. And we continue to take guesses on whether both these sides will finish with 11 men tonight. Tormenta's turn to attack. That skimmed off a defender's head. Had to be dealt with and was. Now another one for Anderson to run onto. Here's Hara way out of his box. Calmly plays it square. Sean Nemhard found by his goalkeeper. There's Nemhart. That's a good find. Lots of space in the middle of the park for Chris Heckenberg. Heckenberg started in midfield for Tormenta's USL League 2 team last year. They were really excited by his showing last season at that level. Guy who covers a lot of ground in the middle of the park. So getting the start in that central midfield spot tonight. Free kick coming. 20 minutes in, 0-0. Should say a throw in from that far side as you see Will Pulisic wearing that Dortmund-esque goalkeeper kit for NCFC. Took a bounce off Bill Hart. Tormenta unable to find the second ball. You're interested to see how Tormenta would line up and function as a unit here tonight. From a formation standpoint, last year they started as a 4-3-3, a high press, Liverpool-esque, Ian Cameron said. Then they moved to a 3-4-3 later in the season because of some injuries. This year, starting back, he hopes, and sometimes in a 4-3-3, and then maybe shifting into a 3-2-5 sometimes when they have possession. That's why we told you before the game, this formation will be fluid for Tormenta, depending on whether they have the ball or not. Well, that's turned over to Anderson. Not a lot of support yet, but Olex Anderson down that left side. Looking to charge his way into the box. The little step over. Anderson on his left, and it loops in, and there's the opening goal for NCFC. Off a difficult 2021 campaign, looking for better in 2022, and that's a great first step. That's Garrett McLaughlin. One of those big acquisitions from Toronto FC2 makes his mark right away in 2022. 1-0 NCFC. After it was turned over in the middle of the park, Anderson on that yellow from a few minutes ago. That's a neat little step over. A bit unlucky for Tormenta that cross comes off the defender's leg. That looped off Jake Dengler as he tried to get that block in. And it fell invitingly for McLaughlin, who didn't need a second invitation. The guy who scored a hat trick against this club last year scores for them in his first appearance this year. Man down for North Carolina FC. Trying to figure out who that is. As he's attended to by the training staff. We believe it is Olex Anderson who assisted that goal. Yeah, it is Anderson. Looks like he's motioning that he's all right. So Garrett McLaughlin, 8 goals for TFC last year. 3 of them against North Carolina. Head coach John Bradford described him as a very complete player and a good finisher. His good movements in behind, his arrival in the box, and his finishing are all quality, and we had a tough time against him last year. Well, McLaughlin showing his quality in the first chance that falls to him tonight. Especially as a striker away from home. Might not get many chances, have to make the most of them. He did there. Now let's see how Tormenta can respond to that. Plenty of match left, of course. But a disappointing start for them. Had some promising moments in attack that have broken down in the final third. And then conceding the opening goal. Garrett McLaughlin in the 22nd minute, assisted by Olex Anderson. And we talked about Tormenta fading down the stretch last year with their injury issues. For NCFC, it was a bit of the opposite. They didn't necessarily storm through the stretch run, but they were much better in the final third of the season as that extremely young squad gained more experience and more of a footing. And so they were hoping to carry some of that momentum into this year. And so far, so good. Nearly 25 minutes in. knocking the ball around with confidence following that goal. Until that, Wilson Martinez putting it out into touch. We've seen Tormenta using those long balls forward. It's taken down well by Christian Young. It's a bit of a slack touch from Gabriel Cabral, but he made it work. Goes back to Hara, who's being closed down by the hustling Anderson. Able to get the kick away, but overshooting Curtis Thorne, a throw in for NCFC. And a nice looking crowd at Eric Russell Field. Told they were offering $3 beers tonight. That'll do it. It's a club that's really embedded itself in the Bullitt County community in Statesboro, Georgia. A lot of clubs talk about being part of the community, but Tormenta has really lived it out. It's fun to see the reaction and the enthusiasm for their new kit reveal on social media last night. And those home fans hollering for a foul there as they thought Kingston Ajay was fouled, but play on, said the referee. Attack continuing for the home team. Adrian Billhart. Chris Heckenberg. See NCFC dropping into their defensive shape very well in this opening half so far. A little bit of space to bring that down for Ajay. Surrounded by white shirts, goes down. Referee not interested. Crowd again not happy. Booted forward by Hara. Back to goal play from Ajay. Took it down well, and this time is fouled. And it will be a free kick for Tormenta. That's good, strong play by Kingsford Ajay. Another guy promoted from Tormenta's USL League 2 team. Ian Cameron called him the most promising talent from that USL 2 team last summer. And those are the little moments for a striker. Talk about scoring goals and the glory moment of putting the ball in the back of the net, but showing that strength with your back to goal to take down a long kick and win a free kick for your team. Also really important. And now Cabral over the free kick. Cabral strikes it into the top of the wall. Looked like a chance still might come for Tormenta in the box, but it's stabbed clear. Little spell of pressure, though, for the home side after falling behind. NCFC dropping fairly deep to defend at the moment. As you'll often see an away team drop off and be content to soak up pressure and try to hit a team on the counter. NCFC was already doing that a bit in the opening 20 minutes or so. Now that they have that goal, they'll be doing so a little bit more. Have to be careful about doing that too much, dropping too deep, especially with still over an hour of the game remaining. But they're looking pretty comfortable in that kind of style thus far. And again, John Bradford told us this week they hope to be more of a ball possession attacking team, and they hope to press and defend higher up the park. But that's something that might develop more as the year goes on. A free kick to relieve that little spell of pressure here, and they'll be in no hurry to take it. That's a good challenge. Chris Heckenberg got the toe in there to disrupt that attack. Calmly maintained possession then under some pressure. Phelps playing the square ball. Nemhard turning away from a defender, or from an attacker, I should say. Now you see NCFC trying to press up higher up the pitch and put Tormenta under pressure. Hara has to go long. Flipped along out of play. As we approach the half-hour mark, Tormenta 0 and NCFC 1. Just one shot for either team. NCFC's shot, though, was on target and in the back of the net. Possession so far, 66 to 34% in favor of Tormenta, but they haven't been able to do a lot with it. More possession for them here. Now some space for Cabral. Nemhart. That's a good touch. Morel puts the cross in. It was missed by one. Falls on the edge of the box to Cabral. Back to Ajay. Off his foot. Will it stay in play? No. Throw in for Tormenta. Better from them. Starting to grow into the game more, perhaps. Looking more purposeful with the ball. Good chest down. That was Heckenberg. Headed away. Nemhart won that header. Flicked along, but nobody there in the box for Tormenta this time, and it's calmed down by Will Pulisic, who says, everybody settle down. And Pulisic, two-time All-ACC at Duke University. I'm sure he'll be following his team's Final Four game in the NCAA tournament after this game, if it's still going on. Other business to attend to at the moment as Ajay brought down, barreled over really, by Nelson Martinez. Ajay a little shaken by that challenge. Gets right back up. He's a strong guy, you can tell. Not the tallest striker, but good tenacity on the ball. It's been a bright spot in the attack for Tormenta in this first 32 minutes, even though he hasn't had a lot to work with up top. South Georgia playing a very young midfield combination tonight. Two rookies in the center of the park between Cabral and Heckenberg. Again, two guys they're really excited about. They brought in Tobias Otieno from Union Omaha, who of course was part of the League One championship last year. League One title, I should say. Not to be confused with the USL championship. But Otieno brought in this year, but has not been able to join the team yet. Still awaiting visa clearance from Kenya. So they expect him to be a key part of that midfield, hopefully soon. But for now, it's that very young combo of Cabral and Heckenberg in the center of the park. Tormenta looking to build out of the back here. Forward from Dengler. Looking for that wing run. Just a bit too much on it. Pulisic gathers. Richmond has taken a 3-0 lead over FC Tucson. As we look elsewhere around League One, Greenville Triumph and Central Valley Fuego making their debut tonight, hanging in against the League One runners-up last year, 0-0 on the road at Greenville at half. Charlotte and Forward Madison, they're goalless about a half hour in North Carolina. Here, a 0 for North Carolina FC. Garrett McLaughlin with the goal in the 22nd minute. Defending down by his own end line for Heckenberg. He's able to prevent the corner. Referee not interested in that potential foul. And then a extremely ambitious effort from nearly midfield. Flying over those stands behind the goal. Well, you see a player down for NCFC. We'll see who that is. You always wonder in the opening match of the year about fitness, being able to go 90 minutes. But I don't think that's the issue here. You do sometimes see more cramps early in the season, but not looking like a cramp either. And again, NCFC with that goal on the road. I think they're trying to slow the game down here, but don't mind if the tempo drops a bit. That is Servania. Jaden Servania, who was down for a while. Servania has represented the Puerto Rican under-20 national team and the senior Puerto Rican national team as well. There is John Bradford in his second season at the helm of this team. He's been with the club for a long time. He was with the club's youth program for 15 seasons. He had been the academy director for 8 years. He played collegiately at Furman University. So Servania will have to come off temporarily. It looks like he'll be ready to come right back on at the next stoppage. Tormenta temporarily playing against 10 men. See if they can make anything of it on this sequence. Some urgency to try to do so. Down that right side. And a good win of the ball. And it comes to Ajay, edge of the box. Ajay on his right. And that skims off the outside of the goal and wide. Again, Kingston Ajay looking dangerous at the top of that Tormenta attack. There's a good ball down the right into the path of Curtis Thorne, who's able to beat his man. I think Ajay was appealing for a corner there. Couldn't tell if that took a slight touch off the defender's foot or not. The goal kick was given. It's an NCFC throw. That was well won by Shokat Tahir, who took that yellow 20 seconds into the match. First time we've called his name since. He's done well to play with that yellow so far. Tough to play an entire 90 minutes on a yellow card. That's what he's essentially going to have to do tonight, if indeed he plays the whole 90 minutes. Phelps eating up a lot of ground, and that couldn't be taken in by Ajay. I think he wanted to feint on the defender and sprint down that touchline, but the ball wouldn't stay in play. Right, defender going helicoptering over Ajay there, who's penalized for the foul, and immediately looked to the referee as if to say, what did you want me to do there? It was Christian Young who went tumbling over him. Good to see Young pop back up. That was a hard collision from a great height with the ground. See it again. Can't fault the effort from Young. And that was almost a full hurdle. Ball forward, and Alex Anderson couldn't make contact with the head. We close in on half here in South Georgia. Tormenta, a couple of sniffs, a couple of half chances. Haven't been able to create anything clear-cut thus far. NCFC just the one chance, which they buried. Again, they used the long ball. And getting on the end of it nearly was Arthur Bosua, who's had a very quiet first half. Almost beat that entire NCFC back line to that ball. Put out for a throw. Sense the urgency from Tormenta to create something before halftime. That's a decent cross to the top of the area. flicked along and comes down for Heckenberg. He was trying to find a teammate down the right. That was Curtis Thorne who was waiting for it, but it didn't get there. Bill Hart. Bill Hart again. Not a lot of options that he felt were available forward. Kept possession. Little triangle work, and they go back to the goalkeeper, Pablo Jara. And you hear the NCFC bench applauding their defense in midfield for forcing that ball back. Now another foot race down the right, and it comes down to the foot of Thorne. Curtis Thorne down by the corner flag, battling against Nelson Flores Blanco. Able to get the cross in, and getting his head to it was Bosua. Unable to direct it or get any power behind it, and Pulisic has no issues picking it up. It does seem to have some promise for Tormenta, as there's a turnover, and now Morel is in. Morel for Tormenta. Morel just misses that far post. Trying to bend it inside that stick and bent it just outside again. What a giveaway at the back. I was just about to say how solid NCFC has been along that back line until then. And Morel with the defender closing in on him. Credit Nelson Martinez, who at least was able to close the gap and slide in there to force Morel perhaps into taking that shot maybe a half step before he would have liked. Pulisic cut down the angle well, forcing Morel to try to be perfect toward that back post, and he couldn't quite get there. So more danger from Tormenta on the attack over these last few minutes. Ball forward didn't reach Bill Hart. It'll be a throw. Generally, before that turnover a moment ago, when Tormenta have been able to create promising situations, it's appeared to come down that right flank with Curtis Thorne. Especially the last 10 minutes or so, he's gotten in behind Nelson Flores Blanco a couple times. See if Tormenta try to go back to that before half. It's not a great ball forward. Easily intercepted by Christian Young, and now here's Anderson on the counter. Alex Anderson set up that first goal, trying to spray it toward McLaughlin. That stabbed clear. Now NCFC's turn to have a little spell of possession. Turned over, and Morel pulled back by that colorful top, and then a little chest bump with Christian Young. Free kick taken quickly, and a J down the left, being closed in on by white defenders. Defenders in white. Pulls it to the top of the box. Now a J again by that end line, cuts it across the 6. Good sliding clearance. Flicked along by Anderson. Good job to win back possession by Cabral. There's a neat spin under some pressure by Heckenberg, drawing a little ooh from the crowd. Tormenta closing the half strongly. Can they create something before the end of the half? That's sliced out of play by Bill Hart. By Servania, excuse me, his opposing number 10. A minute of the 45 remaining. We'll see if we have time added on. Thorne pulls that back. Bill Hart leaves it for a strike that's right on target, but right at Pulisic, who gathers off the turf. Again, much improved in attack for Tormenta over these last 10 minutes. There is Bolt, the Tormenta Ibis mascot. Throw for Tormenta very late in this half. We're hearing we're going to have 4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the half, so still time for either of these sides to create something before half. I think Tormenta will be happier to see that 4 go up. They've had some momentum lately. They'll have a throw here, which they're in a hurry to take with Bosua. It will be 4 minutes added on. Morrell now leaves the throw for Billhart, or for Nemhart. And then Phelps. Dengler. A lot of time to survey. Pings it forward. Didn't find a teammate, but it falls to Heckenberg. And now Morrell. Morrell trying to get to the end line. Poke toward that corner. Morrell tries to swing it in. Came off the defender's foot and put out of play. Good defending by Christian Young there. Denying Morrell a couple times from serving that ball into the box. A J. Nemhart. He crosses. Headed clear. Nemhart, good strength to take it down and keep it. Cabral. Go backward with it. Phelps resetting at the bottom of that formation. That's a good turn in space. Billhart forward. Billhart bundled over. Free kick Tormenta. Again, the home team getting better and better in possession as this half goes on. I'll be a bit disappointed to see this half come to an end with the momentum they've been slowly building. Again, still time for it to pay off on the scoreboard if they can get a good delivery here on this set piece. See Kingsford J standing over it. So is Gabriel Cabral. A couple of big targets there in the box. You see Dengler and Bosua with some good height up there. Phelps is also lurking. It is a J to take. A J. And looking for a deflection, and apparently there was one. It will be a corner for Tormenta. This will be their first of the match. First of the match for either side. Zone by Dengler, but nobody in those vivid home kits able to get on the end of it. Punted forward one more time, but aimlessly so. Final throw of the half, taken with urgency by Billhart. Can they put it in the mix one more time? They'll try. That's flicked along briefly by Bosua. Again, only to a defender in white. We're past the 4 minutes now. Referee allowing play to continue. Down the left this time, didn't reach a J. Headed out into touch by Christian Young. Is there time to take the throw? Apparently so. Morrell does so. Taken down by Cabral. Phelps toward that top of the box, trying to win that flick on, couldn't do so. More good defending by NCFC, and then unable to sort out his feet and take that in, Curtis Thorne. Throw in for the visitors, and they would like to take their time before taking it. It's good gamesmanship there. Ball right by his feet. They said, no, I'm going to go over, take a couple extra steps, pick up this one over here. That's smart. And that's halftime. So Tormenta really ending the half much more strongly than they began it, but they trail at the half to a very opportunistic Predators. 45 minutes gone and 45 to go here in South Georgia. It is Tormenta FC 0, North.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
Hi, my name is Marco Micheletto. I'm a professional soccer player for Tormenta FC. From the pool, to the dog park, to the grass area outside my house, the amenities here at the islands offer absolutely everything I need to relax after a long day of training. I'm happy to live in Statesboro, and I highly recommend checking out the islands.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta.
1-0 NCFC at the break, leading Tormenta at the half thanks to that goal in the 22nd minute from Garrett McLaughlin. Again, one of the big acquisitions brought in by this team to try to help turn around a tough last campaign, and he and his team off to a great start through 45. It's been a busy offseason in general in USL League One, and Josh Eastern has more.
Opening day of the USL League One season, and there are some players who played big parts in their team's success last year, no longer on that team. One of those, Evan Conway, who got his first USL Championship goal under Landon Donovan and San Diego Loyal in their win at Phoenix Rising last weekend. He was showing off the moves. His teammate, his former teammate, was on the other side of the field. Greg Hurst, he scored his first goal. He also assisted one opening weekend against Monterey Bay. He is now applying his trade for Phoenix Rising. So a lot going on in the Western Conference, but that is not all. Formerly of FC Tucson and Tormenta FC, it is Charlie Dennis. He is out west as well with the Oakland Roots, and look at this finish that he had on the road at New Mexico United just recently this week. A great finish on that famous left foot of his, and he wants everybody to know his name. So he'll be out west alongside Hurst and Conway, but that is not all in the USL Championship. Plenty of other big names, likes of Dallas J, two-time Golden Glove winner Aaron Malloy, the maestro in the middle last year for Forward Madison, Ricky Ruiz at RGV, and Demia Villadare, one of the top players in the league, of course, last year, the defender of the year, 8 goals, 7 assists for Omaha. It seems like Union Omaha dispersing all throughout USL Championship now. So that's in the USL Championship. In USL League One, it's a little bit different. New faces in new places, or maybe the same faces in new places. The first one, Lachlan McLean. He'll be joining Eamon Zayed in Northern Colorado, the Hailstorm. He, of course, 10 goals, 4 assists with Greenville Triumph over the last few years. He has been a potent goal scorer for John Harkes in this league, and we'll see if he can get it done in the mountains. Also joining Eamon Zayed, Ethan Vanacore Decker. A bit of a slower season for him last year, but he was really strong in 2020, the inaugural season for Union Omaha. He'll be looking to get that goal scoring started again. 3 goals, 6 assists for him. He was tied for the assist lead in 2020 as well. So we'll see what he can bring to Northern Colorado again. And also in Northern Colorado, it's Marky Hernandez. He has been very strong for Chattanooga Red Wolves over the past few seasons. 9 goals, 7 assists in those seasons. And this Northern Colorado team, a lot of familiar faces. Curious to see what they will look like when they finally take the field. Some other names, Venton Evans coming up the coast from Fort Lauderdale. Jake Keegan, of course, now back with Greenville Triumph. He was great for Greenville Triumph. And then Garrett McLaughlin, who comes down to North Carolina FC. Of course, he was with Toronto FC 2 a year ago. We'll see if he can get his goal scoring started again. But these are just a few of many names that are, of course, moving throughout the league. We'll be curious to see what some of these players look like in new places or in their old places, and for the likes of Jake Keegan. But Those staying with their same clubs, of course, the two-time Golden Boot winner, the MVP, Emiliano Terzaghi. He'll be looking to potentially score the first goal of the USL League One season for the Richmond Kickers, and of course plenty of other big names across the league. Derry Corp with Tucson, Connor Doyle, who brings all that experience with Union Omaha, Brandon Fricke holding down that back line for Greenville, Juan Galindrez for the Chattanooga Red Wolves. He scored a bunch of late goals for them a year ago. So the second half of your game is on the way.
I'm on that real tick. I'm on that real tick. You know the crowd is whoop, whoop. You know the crowd is ready. That's in! San Diego Divas! What's the money? And for a bog! Crashing in! There it is! First of the year for San Diego!
And it's into the back of the net. El Paso.
Far corner and it's in! What a goal! Are you watching Football Americas?
Hi, my name is Marco Micheletto. I'm a professional soccer player for Tormenta FC. From the pool, to the dog park, to the grass area outside my house, the amenities here at the islands offer absolutely everything I need to relax after a long day of training. I'm happy to live in Statesboro, and I highly recommend checking out the islands.
Let's look at some news and notes from around USL League One. Lexington one step closer, unveiling new branding, Lexington Sporting Club. That's a great looking crest, isn't it? They'll join League One in 2023. A little bit of a nod to Sporting Lisbon, but definitely their own very distinct flavor. USL Super League also coming in 2023. Sounds a long way off. That's next year, isn't it? Hard to believe. Announced it'll be starting in the fall of 2023 to USL. It's going to align with the international schedule. That's big, of course, for U.S. soccer. U.S. soccer's leagues have typically, of course, run from March until around November or December. This one starting in the fall, running until May or June to align with the rest of the world's schedule. Interesting. League One and the Open Cup, all 11 clubs will be competing this week. And yes, plenty of prestige and prize money on the line. All matches, of course, right here on ESPN+. Here's what's happening tonight. Richmond Kickers thumping FC Tucson 4-0. Chattanooga Red Wolves with a 1-0 advantage over Forward Madison at the break. The surprising one, though, Central Valley Fuego in their first ever match leading powerhouse Greenville Triumph 1-0. They just scored a few minutes ago. A possible shock on the cards perhaps there in South Carolina. Let's look at that Open Cup schedule coming up this week. Lots of exciting matchups. North Carolina Fusion under 23 against Charlotte Independence. And these starting next Tuesday. Union Omaha from USL League One, of course, defending USL League One champs, taking on defending USL League Two champs, Des Moines Menace. That's a good regional rivalry there. Omaha and Des Moines just a couple hours apart. Des Moines going to have plenty of visiting fans. About 5 busloads, we're told, making the trip for that game. Charleston Battery, meanwhile, taking on Tormenta FC. That'll be a good matchup as well. Other matchups in the Cup, Richmond and Nova FC. Northern Colorado Hailstorm FC making their debut this year, of course, facing Colorado rivals Switchbacks FC. Greenville takes on Oakland Roots. FC Tucson versus Las Vegas Lights FC, and Forward Madison will face Cleveland SC. Louisville City against Chattanooga Red Wolves. Lots of tasty-looking matchups. Here's what's happening next weekend in League One. Charlotte Independence against Central Valley Fuego, who will continue their road swing to start their inaugural campaign. North Carolina FC will have their home opener next week against Chattanooga Red Wolves. Forward Madison against Union Omaha. That's been a good little rivalry over the last couple of years. That's Union Omaha's closest geographic rival. They'll have some away fans at that game. And Northern Colorado Hailstorm visiting Richmond Kickers. Highlights and stats from tonight's first half coming next.
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
Let's look at our highlights from our opening half, presented by Galactic Comics and Cards. And the only goal of the half coming on this cross from Olex Anderson. It took a kind deflection off the defender's leg, but good play by Olex Anderson to get himself down that left and into a promising position. Got the nice break of the ball, and it looped kindly right on to the head of Garrett McLaughlin, who showed those predatory instincts that his head coach John Bradford told us about this week. Headed them in front in the 22nd minute. There was not a lot to speak about in the attacking sense for Tormenta for most of that first half. But in the final 10 minutes or so, they got things going a bit, and a lot of it came down that right flank. With Curtis Thorne, you're able to pull ball to the top of the box, and Kingsford Ajay, who had some nice moments in the first half, sending one just wide. And then a bad turnover, creating the best chance of the half for Tormenta. Alex Morrell just pulling it wide of that back stick. And Will Pulisic probably would tell you he had it covered if it had been on frame. So we start the second half with NCFC kicking right to left in those white tops and bottoms. And Tormenta, the home side, left to right in their brand new kits. Immediately they concede a throw. Interesting to see how NCFC approaches this second half tactically. We talked about in the first half, generally they want to be an attacking ball possession side this year. But still a very young team playing on the road with a goal and a lead to protect. We do have a substitution as we begin the second half, and you see it there at the top of your screen. Olex Anderson is off, and he's replaced by Cole Frame. So that substitution for NCFC, the first of the night for either side. So Olex Anderson unable to continue, apparently. This is Cole Frame chasing this ball. That's booted clear by Pablo Jara. Ajay taking it down right in that center circle. Ajay has looked lively. He's had some good moments. That one just skimming off the foot of Cabral, unable to direct it into Ajay's path. Those Tormenta strikers didn't have a ton to work with in the first half, but showed more promise as the half went on. By the way, on our out-of-town scoreboard, Central Valley Fuego have just scored again. They're leading Greenville Triumph 2-0 in the 72nd minute. Potentially surprising result taking shape, although a lot of people did feel that Central Valley Fuego were going to do quite well in their inaugural season, but Greenville Triumph, of course, established themselves as a juggernaut in League One over their first 3 seasons, and playing at home in their opening match against an expansion side. A lot of the predictions were that Greenville would indeed triumph in that one. They still might, but it would take a heck of a comeback over the last 20 minutes. And Tormenta with a throw deep in their own half. Flicked along by Arthur Bosua. Tormenta weren't able to find Bosua's head very much in that first half. Long ball down that left. Can it be kept in play? No, I didn't think so. It took a while for the whistle to go, but now it does. It's a goal kick. They had some space there down that left. That ball had just a little bit less weight on it. A promising situation. We have seen Tormenta find some gaps occasionally. Haven't been able to exploit them, though. That's nice calm play from Jake Dengler. Nemhart stabbing it toward Ajay, but reading it and cutting it out was Jordan Skelton, who is the captain, wearing the armband for NCFC. Playing at the heart of that defense. Probably a compliment to him that we didn't really need to call his name much in the first half, because he was able to keep things pretty quiet there at the back. Foul goes against Tormenta, and it'll be a free kick for the visitors. Cervania, who took a couple sore ones in the first half. You see that star shining on the crest of NCFC. That badge features elements from the flag of North Carolina, of course. The lower right point of that star meant to represent the research triangle of Chapel Hill, Durham, and Raleigh. The 2 airplane wings allude to North Carolina's first in flight, official state slogan. Nelson Flores Blanco tussling with Adrian Billhart. Billhart doing well to hold him off, and then flicks it off of Shokat Tahir and wins a throw. I don't think John Bradford will be upset about that sequence, though. Again, he wants his team to grow into pressing high up the park, and they were able to do that there. It's the second header that Bosua has been able to flick along early in this second half, as that clearance sliced badly by Pulisic. Kept in play by Gustavo Fernandez. Has some work to do down in that corner. And a let off there as it skimmed off of Curtis Thorne and out for a throw. That clearance, not at all what Pulisic intended, but he got away with it. Pulisic brought in explicitly to be the starter. Nicholas Holliday is the backup keeper for NCFC. And of course, as many of you remember last year, he played in a handful of games down the stretch at just 15 years of age. 16 now. They're very excited about him. They consider him their future, but not ready to start and play a full season in the professional ranks just yet. It's a foul. Free kick for NCFC. And we'll let you know that celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. Ball forward, won toweringly by Josh Phelps. And you do have to like the height that Tormenta has in their lineup. You'd figure if they can get good deliveries from set pieces, they'll be a threat this year. Ajay now trying to be a threat down that left. Into the box, Ajay switches back onto his left, then to his right. Neat footwork, but never did put a cross in. He does win a corner, however, which will be just Tormenta's second of the match. And it is sponsored by Herb Shop and Organic Foods. It will be Cabral to take for Tormenta. Bad-tempered shoving there in the box between Phelps and Fernandez. And now the referee takes notice of that and is going to come over and diffuse the situation. And Fernandez not happy with Jake Dengler trying to intervene. Well, we saw a yellow card 20 seconds into the match. We saw 3 yellows in the opening 20. Nobody's been cautioned since then. Kyle Johnston, our referee, asking Phelps and Fernandez to shake hands, which they do. Yeah, Phelps a tough guy to push around in general. Now, finally ready for the corner. Cabral wanting his teammates to reset. Now swings it in. And it's right on top of Pulisic, who tries to punch clear, unconvincingly so, but Morel was unable to take advantage. Boy, it fell right to him, right around that penalty spot, but he couldn't keep it down. Not the greatest delivery right on top of the keeper, but Pulisic having to backpedal, and it was a bit awkward. And he was a bit fortunate. Yeah, that's 2 opportunities for Morel in this match. Hasn't been able to put either on frame. Free kick for Tormenta. Ajay. It was a good touch to get himself out of trouble and then win the free kick. Ball a little behind him initially, surrounded by 3 white shirts. He made what he could out of the situation. So Cabral will stand over the free kick again. Takes it quickly. Dengler keeping it moving. That's a slack touch, though, and NCFC might be off on the counter. They have 2 on 3. Stabbed forward for the run of Garrett McLaughlin. McLaughlin thought about working into the box, instead pulled it back. This is Shokat Tahir. And then Cole Frame trying to return it to Tahir. Couldn't get it there. And Hara has time to take a touch and survey his options. Good distribution, finding a teammate out there on the left. Tormenta trailing since that 22nd minute NCFC goal from McLaughlin. They have huffed and puffed since, created some half chances. Figure to create some more before this one's over. NCFC trying to hit them on the break. Haven't been able to do a lot of that since taking the lead. Thorne. Cabral. Morel. NCFC dropping into that defensive shape. Leaving a lot of holes. Nemhart trying to find one. Toward the top of the 6-yard box. The header was won, and then a sliding challenge at the last moment by Gustavo Fernandez. Just as Tormenta had a man lurking to try to bury that. Pressure growing, though, as the home team continues to probe for an equalizer. They keep it on the deck. Bill Hart toward the corner flag. Tackled out of play for a throw. NCFC holding strong on that back line. Quick throw toward the end line then. Not the greatest touch from Bosua. Ball lost. Tracked down on halfway by Dengler. Almost all of the possession currently belonging to Tormenta. I heard the Tormenta bench and fans reacting to that little jink by Gabriel Cabral, which fooled and sent McLaughlin to the turf. There's Cabral again. Better, calmer possession for Tormenta in the second half. Not yet able to really open up that NCFC back line, though. Now they look for the break. And here they come with Tahir. Tahir with not a lot of help. And there's a strong sliding challenge by Curtis Thorne. Or excuse me, by Jake Dengler. And Tahir stays down afterward. See the tackle again. Tahir up on his own initially. See, he had Cole Frame trying to race down the right to present an option, but before that option could open up, the tackle by Dengler ended the play. Showkat Tahir from London. Spent time with Chesham United FC of the Southern League. Chesham, excuse me. Also played in the Isthmian League Premier Division. Officially played for Fulham FC's under-18 squad. Shake off that challenge, and he will hope to continue in just a moment. Still 2-0 Central Valley leading Greenville, by the way, now in the 84th minute. Charlotte continuing to lead Madison 1-0 in the 58th. As we told you, Richmond thumped Tucson 4-0. That's gone final. Attacking throw in for NCFC. Nelson Flores Blanco taking it, getting it right back. Flores Blanco couldn't run through a wall. Bunch of magenta and navy blue shirts able to prevent him from shaping a shot. And now the counter for Tormenta. They've not been able to play on the counter very much tonight. A J on to the end of this. Kingsford a J into the box. Nearly reached Bosua, just headed clear before it did. And the pressure relieved as the foul goes against Tormenta. Again, Kingsford a J continues to look promising down the left side of that Tormenta attack. And that combination of a J and Bosua is an exciting one for Tormenta, especially if a J can get his crosses right and find Bosua's head. NCFC had defended that really well over the first hour. Pulisic. That kick forward. Now the attack on for the visitors. Pulled back toward the edge of the area. Left-footed strike, took a deflection. Partially cleared. And then fully cleared. Now again the counter, possibly on for Tormenta. Here's a J again. A J able to burst away from Arriaga. A J trying to dance his way to the end line. Now drawing a double team, Morel. Trying to see it return to him, but again the NCFC defense in the right place. Cut out that final ball, put back into the mix, and just flicked clear out for a corner. Good defending by Nelson Flores Blanco. As Arthur Bosua again was hoping to get on the end of that cross. third corner of the match for Tormenta, presented by Herb Shop and Organic Foods. So they'll line up for an in-swinger. And toward the top of the box, NCFC read that easily. Cole Frame was trying to burst away by himself. Instead, it's right back to attack for Tormenta. Sliced through the top of the box, not the delivery that Adrian Billhart was hoping for. But again, Tormenta able to hunt the ball down in packs and win it right back. Here they come again. This is Billhart. Billhart had a strike. I'm not sure if that was a shot or a cross. Blasted off a defender's foot and out for another Tormenta corner. Pressure continues to mount for the home side, still trailing by a goal. See if Billhart tries a different delivery this time. It's the in-swinger toward that back post, and it can't stay in play for Bosua. Oh, it's been so near and so far for Bosua tonight. He's jumped for plenty of aerial balls in the box. He's made contact with a few of them, but has never been able to guide them in the direction he wanted to. Luis Arriaga, or excuse me, that's Shokat Tahir down for NCFC. And we'll see if he's able to continue. He was down for a bit a few minutes ago, remember. Take a moment to let you know that USL Championship on ESPN moves into April. San Diego Loyal SC welcomes El Paso Locomotive FC for an early season showdown. Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. Shokat Tahir is going to be subbed out, and Drew Kerr will come on in his place. Second substitution of the night for the visitors. Substitution brought to you by Pestmaster Services. And Drew Kerr, who spent 5 years in the NCFC Academy system, guy who's been with the club for quite a while. Signed for the first team last year, made one appearance late last season. Committed to play collegiately at Duke. He's just 17 years old. Big opportunity for him here over the final half hour or so. I hope his team protect and maybe expand on a 1-0 lead. That was calmly done by Pablo Jara. His teammates can't keep possession though. NCFC would love to have a bit more possession. Who was that off? That was off the visitors. It's going to be a throw for Tormenta. They want to take it right away with some momentum. Billhart trying to burst through two defenders. Not quite. Oh, that's a great take this time by Billhart. Leaves it for a teammate who tried to play the slide rule pass to Curtis Thorne. But yet again, NCFC's back line reading those angles and cutting out those final balls that could have created dangerous chances. They've defended very well every time they've needed to tonight. They'll still have some more defending to do, you suspect. Especially if Tormenta continues to have as much possession as they have in the first 20 minutes of this second half. This is a J. It's going to fall for him, Kingsford Ajay. What can he do with it? Ajay trying to maneuver a shot. Lays it off. Billhart had it stabbed off his foot. Sliding tackle won by Heckenberg, who keeps possession. And offside is Curtis Thorne. It's not quite happening yet for Tormenta. Still time, but it's not quite come together in the final third of the park for them thus far. Will Pulisic lining up that free kick. Jake Dengler is tough to beat in the air, isn't he? Martinez played it back. Arriaga. There's the first touch for Drew Kerr. Battled for by Cole Frame. He's hardly had anything to work with up top since he came on. Referee's whistle went. Looked like just a throw, but a foul called instead. It's a throw for NCFC, which Tormenta are very confused about, along with their fans. Now they're going to move this ball back. Sure exactly what we have here. We're going to have a drop ball, looks like, right on the edge of the Tormenta box. Or is this a free kick? Very confusing. Looks like it is going to be a free kick. So apparently there was a foul on the edge of the box. And this is a dangerous free kick for NCFC just outside the penalty area. For some free kick takers, this would almost be a little closer than you'd like, but if you can beat the wall from there, tough for the goalkeeper to do much about it. Of course, the trouble is it's tough to beat the wall from that close in. You see McLaughlin standing over it. Jaden Servania is too. They're debating who's going to take this. Could be Servania with the left or McLaughlin with the right. McLaughlin, the goal scorer tonight. From 18 yards, it is McLaughlin, and it's stopped by Hara, sticking out that right hand and keeping the home side in this match. It'll be a corner for NCFC, their first of the night. Good strike from McLaughlin. It needed saving. And now Tormenta's going to make their first change of the evening. Jameel Roberts ready to come on. He's replacing Alex Morel. Had a couple good chances. So Roberts for Morel. And now the first corner for NCFC. Swinging right into the box. Hara didn't come for it this time. His teammates able to handle it for now, and then it bounces off of Christian Young for a Tormenta throw. Well, that strike by McLaughlin, the second shot on target of the night for NCFC. And of course, McLaughlin had the first, which was in the back of the net in the 22nd minute. Still the only goal thus far. Possession for the match, 70 to 30% in favor of Tormenta, but that doesn't matter when the scoreline is still 1-0 in favor of NCFC. Cole Frame, first time he's really been able to be on the ball. He earns a throw. This is a good little sequence for North Carolina FC, even though they haven't been able to create a chance from open play. It's taking a little bit of the air out of the game, taking away that momentum that Tormenta had been building up over the first 20 minutes of the second half. But now it's Tormenta back on the ball and advancing. But that's not a great ball. It somehow reaches Bill Hart. And now it falls to Curtis Thorne. And then Bosua moving out to the right to get on the ball. Pulling it back for Heckenberg. And NCFC able to get back in their defensive shape very soundly. Dengler. Cabral. See those banks of white shirts making it very difficult for Tormenta to find gaps. Nemhart forward. Over Bosua's head. Keeps it in play. That's Curtis Thorne, excuse me. Winning a throw. Putting it right back in the mix to Billhart. And then Dengler missing Thorne, and the attack breaks down again. Tormenta's about to make another change. Keziah Sterling is going to come on for them. He'll replace Kingston Ajay, who had a good debut. And Keziah Sterling, another exciting attacking option for Tormenta FC. That attack for them is definitely going to have quite a bit of depth as the season goes on. Keziah Sterling just arrived a couple days ago from England. He's only been able to train with the team a couple brief times this week. Now he gets the final 20 minutes or so tonight and immediately into the action, shrugging off a challenge, helping maintain possession and keep the attack alive here. And a left-footed strike, Pulisic at his feet, and he's able to gather, and a foul called, as it was enough in his hands that even if that had wound up in the net, it wouldn't have counted. And Sterling was straight into the action, helping hold that ball up. That was Arthur Bosua diving in late, seeing a loose ball, trying to make the most of it. Keziah Sterling came up through the Tottenham ranks, made an appearance in the Champions League for them. Bosua looking for the foul there, referee again uninterested. Says play on and get up. Keziah Sterling, after making some appearances for Tottenham and for a number of other clubs around Europe. So a guy that Tormenta are really excited to have, especially when he gets fully match fit. And we'll see if he can help rally them over the final minutes tonight. Some loose touches in attack for Tormenta have sometimes prevented them from building attacks when they might have had an opportunity to do so. So far, a great road performance by NCFC. What would be a great result for them if it holds up. Again, shouts for a foul, ignored by the referee. Lots of space now for Sterling. Sterling trying to poke it forward. Not with the direction he would have liked. Nemhard goes back to Hara. Ian Cameron wants his team to play with lots of physicality and be extremely competitive. He's going to make another double change in just a moment. But his team are going to have to find some guile down the stretch to unlock this NCFC defense. Here comes that double substitution. Barry Shafiri and Jose Soto coming on. Chris Heckenberg is off. So is Adrian Billhart. Barry Sharifi played for Loudoun in the USL Championship last year. Bosua tussling for this ball by the touchline. Dengler looking to serve it in and does so deliciously and just flicked across the end line. Great defending by Servania, because otherwise Jameel Roberts was lurking and waiting to slam that home. A corner for Tormenta, their fifth of the night. It's brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance. 15 minutes to go of the 90 plus stoppage time. What can Cabral deliver from this? He'll have to wait to find out. Referee telling the combatants there in the goal mouth, no more pushing. Good luck on that. Cabral Now swings it in toward that near post, and it flicked right into the arms of Pulisic. That would have been an own goal, I believe. And Pulisic had to be alert, and he was. See if we can see who that came off last. That was definitely friendly fire from Pulisic's perspective. I think it was Nelson Martinez who had it come off his chest. But again, everything NCFC have done defensively tonight has worked. Most of it's technically been very good. The couple occasions where it hasn't been, the breaks have still gone their way. Those are the breaks you need as a road side, especially one very young, coming off a tough season, looking for much better this year. This would be so great for them if they could start the season with 3 points away from home for their home opener next weekend. They'll have a throw here. Told you Josue Soto also came on a moment ago for Tormenta. We didn't have time to tell you much about him. He's wearing the number 18. Brings some experience. He's another guy who just arrived a few days ago, so that's why he started on the bench tonight. All right, choosing to punt that long. That chest down didn't quite work for Soto. He gave it to Servania, who attempts to thread through Cole frame. Not quite. Good idea, though. Oh, and nearly turned over by Cabral. Great balance and calmness there to pivot around that ball as he nearly fell over. Keep possession and prevent a dangerous chance the other way. Heavy challenge as that ball left a Tormenta foot. Referee pulls that back for a foul. Martinez with a little shove. He was going to get a yellow anyway. He's got to be careful here that he stays on the pitch. And there's one yellow, and there's the second, and it's a red card. And Nelson Martinez is sent off, and NCFC are going to have to protect this lead for the final 12 minutes and change with only 10 men. Well, after we had 3 yellows in the opening 20 minutes, we wondered whether this would end 11-on-11. We hadn't seen a caution since then. But Martinez earns 2 in one play. He's going to be cautioned already for the challenge, and then the shove. And we're told Josue Soto was also shown a yellow for Tormenta. John Bradford not happy, of course. See the whole sequence again. That's a really late and rash challenge by Martinez. And then as he squared up to Soto, there was the push, and that was what earned the second yellow. Again, Soto was also shown a yellow off camera after the fact. So, NCFC down to 10. Tormenta up a man, but down a goal. What can they make from that? That went over Bosua's head and out for a goal kick. And NCFC figures to try to milk every second out of every dead ball situation the rest of the way as they possibly can. Which is exactly what any team in their situation would do and should do. You can hear Ian Cameron shouting to his team, 10 minutes, we're a man up, show me what you've got. Oh, danger here for Pulisic, who had to come out of his box and use his head. Boy, he had to get there once he'd committed, and he did. He's had a couple of shaky moments tonight, Pulisic, but he got that exactly right. That sprayed down the left, and a great ball. Be tracked down by Jameel Roberts. Roberts looking to serve it in. Nearly came to Bosua. Said that a number of times tonight. That's a good ball. Back toward Roberts. Instead, the sliding tackle from Christian Young puts it out for a throw. Garrett McLaughlin's goal, the difference in the 22nd minute. Will there be another one tonight? Bosua chasing after it, but there's Pulisic. I believe Bosua was called for a little push on Gustavo Fernandez, which will just allow NCFC to take a little extra time. Pulisic saying, I'm going to go help my man up here. Walk over here. Explore my 18-yard box. Which again is what any experienced smart keeper in this situation would do. It has finished in Greenville, by the way. Central Valley Fuego. What an opening night result for them. They defeat Greenville Triumph 2-0 on the road. Tremendous start to their competitive life. Charlotte still up 1-0 on Madison. They're into the final 10 minutes as well in North Carolina. Nearly 82 minutes gone here. Tormenta still searching for that equalizer. Playing 11 against 10. Good interchange there. Barry Sharifi. Not really the service into the box that he intended. Cole Frame now looking to race away with this. Only 2 defenders up for NCFC. Frame just trying to consume time and keep possession. Does well. It's not a great touch by Jaden Servania. Now he goes down grabbing that left leg. While they attend to Servania, if you can't watch the match, you can turn on Sirius XM FC 157. That's 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Tormenta continuing to search for that equalizing goal. Sharifi unable to win that tussle, and then it'll be a throw off the foot of Dengler. Well, other than the one rash sequence that led to the double yellow and the red for Nelson Martinez, NCFC have shown really good composure after taking the lead. And we're going to have a yellow card shown to somebody. I think that's to the head coach, John Bradford, for NCFC. So the head coach cautioned. He won't care as long as his team gets out of here with a win. They are inching closer to doing that. Still another 5.5 minutes plus whatever stoppage time we have to navigate. They're going to have a free kick here. Not a good one to give away for Tormenta. McLaughlin sent tumbling. You see Kerr motioning the referee that there should have been a card. Arriaga standing over the free kick, chipping it toward that corner. McLaughlin looks like he's going to get there. He does serve it in. He kept that in play. No, he didn't. Goal kick. McLaughlin thought he did. Apparently the flag was up for offside. That was why it was blown dead. Still, that was good for NCFC. They chewed up a solid minute and a half there on that extended sequence. Here it comes at them, though. Tormenta continuing to hunt, but again, the service into the box. Not able to beat the first man. They continue to probe. Nemhart. It's been great heading practice for that NCFC back line, and they've done really well with it. That was Jordan Skelton with that clearance. Nemhart might try it again. Nope, instead gives it on the left. Thumped away that time by Gustavo Fernandez. Nemhart once more. Able to line up another service toward the top of the box. It's flicked along by Dengler, not to a teammate. And who did that cannon off of last? That was off an NCFC player. It's going to be a corner. This good home crowd hoping for a goal to cheer about before this night's done. Another one for Gabriel Cabral. That's a good delivery, but another excellent headed clearance. NCFC's aerial defending in their own 6 and 18-yard box, just superb tonight. They'll probably have to defend a few more. Long ball, chested down by Bosua. Bosua, first touch was around a defender, second touch was cut out. Gustavo Fernandez put it out into touch. Soto trying to bend that into the box. Yet another headed ball clear. Soto again. Good ball down the right. It'll be swung in by Thorne. Right on top of the box, and the best chance of the night for Arthur Bosua. Again, unable to get clean contact on it. Skelton did just enough to put him off, and it's a goal kick. Well, these are the kinds of chances that Arthur Bosua is going to feast on this year if he keeps getting them. But they've not come off for him tonight. And again, a lot of credit for that goes to the NCFC defense. Even when he's been able to get his head on the ball, it's never gone in the direction he's wanted. And a lot of that is down to the pressure they've put on him, even in situations where they can't totally win the ball. Here's Cole Frame now by that end line. Chooses to keep it and try to melt some more clock. And it's Servania looking to do exactly that by the corner flag, taken away from him. Isaiah Sterling was trying to race away with it. It's a throw for the home team with less than 90 seconds of the 90 minutes remaining. We're hearing there are going to be 5 added minutes at the end of this second half. Forward by Soto. Pulled back by Thorne. Dengler. Soto again. How many thumping headers have we seen from NCFC tonight? It's going to be a free kick for Tormenta. Servania can't believe that. He felt he was just holding his ground. Those magenta and blue shirts forward. Cabral delivers. Another header clear. And Cabral and Nemhart got in each other's way. It's a good calm play to win that ball by Roberts. He had to, otherwise Cole Frame was off on a break. Here's Soto. Room to come forward. Thread it through to Thorne, and his cross too close to the keeper, and Pulisic gathers and holds and chews up some more time. North Carolina getting ready to make one more substitution. You hear the announcement of 5 minutes of stoppage time. Sterling having to drop deep to pick the ball up. Now he races forward. Nembhard strides forward and plays forward. That's Roberts. Again, the forward ball just not on from there as NCFC back to defend in good alignment. Roberts tries again. His cross comes off the defender and out for a throw. Great defending from NCFC tonight. Still another 4 minutes to do so. Toward the back post, headed along. Couple of shouts for a handball, half-hearted appeals. Booted clear. And all the way by the halfway line, Pablo Jara. Now the play is blown dead. That'll frustrate Tormenta, of course. It's McLaughlin who has stayed down. Substitution being made by North Carolina FC. Jaden Servania is going off, and Caden Tolentino is coming on. The referee has told the fourth official that they're going to have some more added time. So you see on the board, there's 3 minutes of the 5 added remaining, but looks like we'll have more beyond that as well. So still time for Tormenta to find a late equalizer. Still time for NCFC to defend and maybe try to hit Tormenta on the break late and put this game away. Going to be a drop ball for Tormenta right on the halfway line, which was about where Pablo Jara had it when the play was blown dead a moment ago. Another substitution for NCFC. Garrett McLaughlin's night is done. His goal currently standing as the winner. If things hold up this way, Max Flick comes on for them. Now, ball booted forward by Tormenta towards the edge of the box. And that sums up their night in attack tonight. Jake Dengler wins the header, at least gets his head on it, but it just flicks out for a throw instead of going in a constructive direction for them. And now the break is on down the right. This is 2-on-2 for NCFC. And it's Max Flick just on, tumbling over, and now the free kick is given. That was exactly what NCFC were hoping to do. Spring Flick on the counter late on. Flick made 25 appearances for them last year, scored a couple of goals. He was voted by his teammates as the defensive player of the year and the team's MVP. He was in their back line most of the year, but did play striker at times. Very versatile guy. Takes the free kick short, looking to kill time. It ran out of play. It's a Tormenta throw. 1 minute of the 5 remaining. Remember, the referee indicated we're going to have a bit more beyond that. Can they create one more chance, Tormenta? Soto. Phelps. Soto again. Given plenty of room to move forward. Sterling, not a great touch, top of the box. Again, after more than a couple training sessions, he probably takes that down more cleanly. This figures to be a potent attack for Tormenta, but it hasn't worked for them so far tonight. Running out of time for it to do so. Max Flick stabbing that forward, nobody else up for the men in white. But time is nearly up for the men in magenta and blue. We've had the 5 minutes. Now it's all in the referee's hands. Phelps. Soto. Looking for options. On the right it comes. Curtis Thorne. Again, 2 white shirts swarm to him. Thorne again. teammates standing on the edge of the box, wanting a ball played in. Instead, it's all the way back to Hara. We play on. Soto scoops it forward. Right to a white shirt. It took a poor touch. Clipped forward, but too far for Bosua. And fallen onto gratefully by Will Pulisic. We've played 6 additional minutes. Tormenta hoping that there's at least one more. Hara using the space presented to him. Everybody back to defend for NCFC. Nemhart. Down the right, this is Roberts. Roberts for Sterling, and it ran away from him. Not a good clearance, though. We continue to play on, deep into stoppage time. Phelps' ball was knocked away by Cole Frame. Now he battles for it with Soto. Headed forward by Arriaga. Decent takedown for a moment by Dengler. It's put out into touch. Referee looking at his watch. NCFC bench hollering for the full-time whistle. Punted forward one more time by Phelps. Into the box. Sterling. Bosua. And it wouldn't fall. Jake Dengler got his foot to it. He put it out. It's a goal kick. That might do it. Dengler can't believe it. He just couldn't get over the top of it. The chance finally did come for Tormenta, and they couldn't take advantage. I'm not sure if that came off the defender's foot last, but it is a goal kick. How much more time is left? Pulisic forward. We continue to play on. Nemhard takes the throw. Flicked along, raced after by Bosua, down by the corner. It's a throw. It's Curtis Thorne. Still we play on into the 99th minute. Thorne's going to take the long throw. There's the run up. There's the launch. Into the box it goes. Flicked along. Sterling after it. Knotted up into the air. Bosua gets there. It's headed away. Headed clear again. That does it. NCFC takes all 3 points on the road on opening night here in South Georgia. The club that finished bottom of the table in USL League One last year goes on the road to open 2022. The 22nd minute goal from Garrett McLaughlin holds up as the winner. They hold on with 10 men. They hold off Tormenta FC. And a big, big night and a big result for the roadside. There's the goal scorer, brought in from Toronto FC2 to make an impact on this front line, and doing exactly that in the first game of the new season. Show you our play of the match in that second half in just a moment ago. It's about 10 minutes ago or so. This was nearly an own goal. Nearly resulted in an equalizer for Tormenta. Brought to you by Vision Source Signature Eye Care. It was a good delivery from Cabral, and it appeared to come off Martinez, and Pulisic able to gather. There is the man of the match for Tormenta tonight with 4 shots. Arthur Bosua, our man of the match, presented by Galactic Comics. And Bosua will be disappointed tonight along with his teammates. Had some chances fall to him, had some balls reach his head, and with his height and physicality, you would figure he's going to do well with those chances this year, but unable to direct them on frame here tonight. So Tormenta figures to have plenty of attacking talent and goals this year, but it didn't come off for them tonight. A good match for that man, Will Pulisic. And Tormenta will regroup and go again next week as will NCFC, who will make their home debut in 2022 next week and hope to make it 6 wins, or 6 points, that is, out of 6. We'll come back and wrap things up with highlights and stats from this one, as NCFC winners tonight.
From Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta.
Let's see our save of the match presented by Vision Source Signature Eye Care. It was this stop by Pablo Jara, denying McLaughlin what would have been his second goal of the game. Good strike from the top of the box on that free kick. McLaughlin able to put it to the side of the wall, but Jara did his job covering his side of the goal with that strong right hand. That kept Tormenta in this match, but they were unable to find an equalizer as they fall by a goal to nil. You see them thanking the fans. They appreciate a good crowd coming out tonight. Unable to quite reward them with a goal, but they will have plenty of good moments this year, you suspect. A young, exciting attacking squad, and a lot of players just arriving in training over the last few days or so. And I suspect this side will look a lot more coherent as we get deeper into this long and hopefully very fun season. But the fun belonged to NCFC tonight, as did the result, as they pick up 3 points. And we'll see our full-time highlights one more time. And this was the goal, and it started with a counterattack down the left, as Olex Anderson, who had to leave at halftime with an injury apparently, but his cross looping off a defender's foot and right into the path of McLaughlin, who buried it expertly. Again, with that opportunistic streak that he has as an attacker, as a striker, he showed it off there. Had one clear chance tonight, put it in the back of the net. That's what you need from your striker. And it turned out to be the winner this evening. 8 goals for TFC2 last year, his first this year for his new side. Hands them 3 points. Tormenta created some good chances as the match went on. This was in the first half. It was a bright performance in his debut by Kingston Ajay. That one had gone just wide. This was a bad giveaway, one of the only ones of the night for that back line of NCFC. It led to an Alex Morel shot that went just wide of that far post. Pulisic, not the most convincing punch clear there. Again, it was Morel that it fell through, or fell to, and he put it over the bar, leaning back, unable to direct it on target. And this was McLaughlin's free kick that was saved by Jara. The only other shot on target that NCFC had tonight, you see they were outshot 14-4. They were outpossessed 72-28%, but none of that matters. They finished with 10 men. They finished well. They saw it out. They kept the clean sheet, and they take all 3 points here tonight. That'll do it for our coverage from Eric Russell Park in Statesboro, Georgia. We appreciate you joining us. We appreciate Ryan Rose producing and directing tonight. For our entire excellent crew, I'm Donnie Barnes. Good night from South Georgia. Again, our final score was North Carolina FC 1, South Georgia Tormenta FC 0.
This
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League, League One, cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League, League One.